February is notorious for bringing some of the coldest weather we see here in Oregon. But you already know, rain or shine, the boys are getting after it. So in this video, we set out to test a new depreciating asset that's joined the channel, and we're going to see if it could help us put more fish in the cooler, or if this was just another bad purchase. And since we're on the subject of testing things out, I'm going to take this new mini scuba tank I got under a crab pier and see what we could find there. And if all goes to plan, we got a low tide appointment for some of the best eating clams our coast has to offer. Hope you enjoy. Driving through the pass, we got a couple inches of snow. We got some very exciting announcements too. We'll talk about this in just a second. Big day of spearfishing. It's an exciting day, let's just say that. It snowed on the coast a couple days ago, and I really hope it did this morning too, but there's a good chance that there's no snow on the coast. If you guys watched the video before this, you saw how we went out with Kurt and John, and Kurt had 2 skis that we took out and we did our thing. Well, the very next day, or within a couple days, the ski's now in my possession. One thing led to another, more bad financial decisions, but we're here. We're gonna write this one off as an investment for the boys. It's my first time taking out the ski since it's mine, so this should be exactly what the doctor ordered. Now, the way Kurt had the ski set up is it's fully outfitted for spearfishing. So we have our fin rack, we have our gun rack. It was very hard to turn down the offer. Nearly impossible to turn down the offer, actually. That works, 3 guns. I don't think we'll ever have more than that in here.
Think tuna guns, pal.
That's true. I like that a lot.
Well done.
Yeah, I would say we're locked and loaded. To add to the list of really stepping our game up here, Rinse Kit. It's not even a sponsored post, but they seen one of my videos of me getting ready and they're like, dude, you need one of our kits. And I was like, well, if I need it, here's the Addy. And they're like, say less. So we got this. They sent me this and a portable heater. I already put hot water in, so it's actually hot right now, but it actually comes with a portable heater, so if we set everything up, we literally got hot water on tap, which, if you watch the videos enough, you know that is a big game changer for the boys. Huge, actually. Oh, yes. I do like how that feels.
Okay, you're good.
Now we're talking, boys. Now we're talking. Feels like it's hammering out already, which would technically mean we missed high slack tide, which is not good. All right, we got the rain coming through, got the rainbows, got the sun, a little bit of everything. We're gonna go in. Visibility honestly looks like it's been the best we've seen it in 2 months, so. I'm gonna keep these underwater segments nice, short, and sweet because we did do a decent amount of diving. But when we got in today, obviously visibility is phenomenal, but we already missed high slack, so the current was sucking out pretty hard. So within 30 minutes of us being here, it was just too dangerous to even dive in these conditions because you're just getting ripped out into the ocean. So this was the only decent ling I saw the whole day. I didn't hesitate, let it fly. It wasn't, anything special, but it was definitely a solid ling for sure. So I'd take that any day of the week, and it was a good way to start the morning for sure. Dude, the current is moving so hard through here. I can't even swim. I'm having to use the rocks. Look how fast it's hauling. That is insane. just got done diving, and currents are absolutely ripping. You left, but I went to that last corner, and I dropped in, dude. When I hit past that 20-foot mark, it's like there's a second jet down there, and I just got smacked into a rock, and then I kind of got pinned against that rock, and I had to like crawl my way out of it, and I was like, all right, that was the last dive. This is all we got to speak for today. It's actually too hot. That's actually wild. That's 120 right here. I need to turn that down. Ow! This is actually exactly what the doctor ordered. The sheriff just pulled up. He's like, I seen your great white shark video. Like, dude, me and the sheriff can be friends. Now we're getting somewhere. That certainly is a game changer. We ended up grabbing some food and getting another session in at low tide since our morning dive was cut short. And honestly, it just wasn't that fishy today. Besides Derek shooting this one ling and me getting this guy's lure back, there wasn't much to talk about from this dive.
Did you lose this?
Since visibility was good and we had a lot of bad weather coming our way, we wanted to take advantage of this good visibility. So we came back a couple days later, and this was the coldest morning by far. 18 degrees and strong winds, creating wind chills in the teens. We even had a winter weather advisory in effect for this morning because we don't usually see temperatures this cold. I don't know if you can even hear me, it's so cold, it's not even funny. You already know the drill. Gonna hop in real quick, see if we could whack some big fish. Depends how long we'll last today. It's so cold today, it's not even funny. We're gonna go offshore, but we'll see. It's blowing pretty hard, so we might not be able to make it out past the bar today. It was definitely worth battling the cold and getting out here because visibility was even better than last time we were out here. And I don't know, when it just gets like this, the stoke is always high because, I mean, you guys see what we usually dive with. So this was a really good day. And I'm on this dive and I'm kind of scouting. My focus is more looking into holes, and I notice right under me is a lingcod, and I absolutely hate taking this top-down shot, and you'll see why right now. Most times when you take that shot, your tip doesn't go all the way through, and it's very easy for the fish to escape, which is exactly what just happened.
My slip tip came out, dude. And then I go through because I shot him like, I saw him when he was right under me. So I kind of just hit that top-down shot, and the slip tip never deployed. He's injured bad though, because once he took off, he just went headfirst full speed into a rock.
So at this point, I'm pretty frustrated with the whole situation, just because I took that shot, but then again, if I would have tried to move around too much and try to get a better positioning, there's a very good chance that he would have just took off. So I mean, it is what it is, but I understand that I hit the fish right in the face. It's probably gonna die. Finding the same fish again is nearly impossible in the jetty because there are so many holes and so many rocks. So I mean, you almost never get a chance to shoot that same fish again. But here I am taking the first drop after that whole situation, and the first hole I look in, I see something, and I was like, that lingcod is laying awfully weird. And I was like, dude, that could be the lingcod I just shot. So I line up and I take my time, really make sure I put it right in his cheek, and I start yarding on it, and it's kind of wasn't coming out. And right then I see that there's my other shot in its eye, and I was like, dude, no way did I just shoot that same fish twice.
Got it?
Yeah. Yeah.
has the hole in his eye from the other shot.
I went back to the ski and swapped out the gun for the polespear. My dad was coming into town, and his favorite eating fish is rockfish. And when I know I'm going down there and I'm going to be shooting a couple fish back to back, it's a lot easier using the polespear versus the gun. Just the reloading process and getting them off, and the whole thing is just a lot more simple. And if you guys have watched the channel long enough, you know that I started only on polespear. I really do enjoy it. I recommend everyone start with the polespear. It's a lot more primitive. It sharpens your skills, and then when you move up to the gun, in my opinion, it's just a lot easier. It almost feels like cheating when you do start using a gun, because you have to get a lot closer to the fish and whatnot. But now, since I'm doing a lot more hole hunting and we're targeting bigger lingcod, the gun is definitely my weapon of choice.
We just wrapped up that sesh. I guess it was worth getting in the cold. I got a decent ling, 3 rockfish. Derek got a ling. That was a cold morning, but viz was good. Conditions were good. Maybe we'll go crank out one more dive.
And you can throw that stick back in there too.
So I said earlier that I want to try the scuba setup, and we just pulled up to a crab here. And I've always wanted to do this, and we do this in the summertime without even the scuba, because people drop phones and crab pots and whatever else. So I'm gonna put the scuba on, and I'm gonna go explore under the crab here and see what we can find, and also see if this thing passes the test. I'm just genuinely curious if these things are safe, if they work well. So we'll see. It's cold. Not really itching to get back in the water, I'll be honest with you.
Big scuba guy.
I forgot I'm supposed to add more weight. All right, let's see if this works.
I will say right away, I'm not a scuba guy, and you guys know this. By the way, this is an oyster. They're not legal to harvest in Oregon. Still cool to see. I rarely find them in Oregon. This was gaper clams, the little neck sticking out. Those are gaper clams. This is a cockle clam. They also have little necks, but they don't really stick out. It was just cool to be down here and not have to go back up for air. We have used scuba tanks in our videos. We have one guy that's certified, and he'll bring him sometimes as safety, or if we have like a big gear recovery dive we're doing. But you guys know that we don't use air, and a lot of you guys ask why, and not to bash on scuba divers at all. I think it's really cool, but we just do it for the challenge, the whole free diving aspect when it comes to spearfishing, the gear recovery. We enjoy it. We like the challenge that comes with it. It pushes you mentally, physically, throughout the whole board. It's a very challenging sport when you're holding your breath. I feel like if we went down there in air and we're plugging big lingcod, it just wouldn't be as rewarding. And I know for some people they do it, they love it, and that's fine, but that's just not what we're about. And I would use it on dives like this. Like, this was really cool, just going down here. Even though I was severely underweighted, I kept floating to the surface. But just being down here, not having to go up for air, clean up, you're obviously able to be a lot more effective down here. I basically was down here for about 15 minutes till my air ran out, but also my hands were full. I had nowhere to put anything anywhere else. So I do like that aspect of it, and I think this little scuba tank is going to be really clutch for when we have our gear recovery dives, just as safety, as backup. In case something goes wrong, it's a small little lightweight thing that any one of us can just go throw on and, you know, maybe get someone out of a hairy situation. Hopefully not, though.
I was fighting for my life to stay down there. I should have brought more weight. That was sick. Got 2 traps, some cockles, got some crab. I'm gonna need to measure them if they're legal or not, but most likely not. I think we might be onto something here.
We pulled up to razor clam territory. Crazy part about razor clams is this beach that we're on produces 90% of all the razor clams up and down the whole coast. So, as you guys already know, I'm not what you call a razor clammer, and Derek is even more on the opposite of that spectrum. So, what we're gonna get after is 15 per person limit. We're probably not gonna get all that, but we will give it an honest effort. I didn't think there was anything in here, so I didn't even record, but just got our first razor clam, and it's a nice one too. See, like these holes right here? I mean, technically, that should be it. That was a big one too.
Is it?
Yeah. This one looks really promising. Sand shrimp.
Is that bubble from that sand shrimp, do you think?
Could be. I mean, it looks old, but Oh, dang.
Donkey.
Bro, that's a very good size. That's a hog. Yep. Should be another money one. Another hog. This is good stuff. Bro, these are all solid. That's a slob. Bro. Slabs only. You want to get this one? You have to like wiggle it in. And then you see that hole under here? There's a little hole. That's the air hole. So when you're ready to pull up, close that hole. Derek's first razor clam.
Big razor clam guy.
We're about 20 minutes in and we're honestly finding nothing but donkeys. Last time we were here, the average was like a quarter of this, so bunch of big boys. We're about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 20 minutes, but they're all huge. I'll take it. But low tide isn't for another 45 minutes, so we still got time.